back to my channel. Today we are going to make page, what's this? Page 3 is this. And again, I made one myself first. And I'm going to give you all the measurements, but we're also going to do this together. But this is what we're going to make. So we're going to make 2 flaps. So this is actually the closure. And the meaning is that, I'm going to tell you a little bit, that we're going to do like this, like a little bit, I call that a backpack kind of thing. That's the meaning. So I already made these. So that's going to be the closure. And then, yeah, it's all black, but I have a little pocket here and a big pocket here. That's going to continuing with on this side as well. And then in the inside, I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm going to do that because I don't know if it's not too thick or whatsoever. But we do have a large 1/8 in here. But I was thinking maybe we can add a few hinges, and then you can add playful. Let's say I want to have a picture here. I can add that to this and to the hinge, and then you can cut this down. So, but you also can make this as a storage box. So I will test it out one, and if I don't like it, then the second one I definitely like it as a storage box. And then we have these 2 pages as well. So that is what we're gonna do. It's not that difficult, and I have all the measurements for you guys. So let's get started. So let's grab your new tunnel and let's get started. So we're gonna make this together. I have my measurements and I'm gonna show you so you can write it down. So going along, you can have your watch your own measurements. So pause me if you like, but I'm gonna tell you. So this page 3, that is the left and right. That's this one. Just gonna tell you the left and the right one with the big pocket and the triangle pocket. Let me call it that. So that is my page 3 first, left and right. So we're gonna cut in a second 7.5 by 8 5/8 inch. Then we score 3/4 plus a large 1/8 extra. I'm going to show you in a second how I do it all. Then the big pocket, you're going to cut a 7 5/8 inch by 9 1/8. Then we score 1/2 inch plus 7 1/8 inch. We score the bottom, we cut diagonal, and I have my marks 2.5 plus 4 inch, but I'm going to show you it all. Then the leftover diagonal piece, we're going to score an extra hinge on it, and that is going to glue down on the pickpocket. That's this little guy right here. Then the closure pages, those are these little guys. For that, it is cut 5 by 6 5/8 and score 1 inch plus a large 1/4 extra. And then I have, and this is the extra option, those are the hinges. This is an extra option, you don't need to do that, but I did, well, I am gonna do that. Adding hinges at the bottom, so we're gonna cut 8.5 by 1 inch, score 1/2 inch, and I have 4. But that is an option, just please watch me doing that first, instead of doing it right along, I don't know, but pause me guys and write it down, if you like. Alright, so that is that. So we're just gonna make one together. And I am also gonna follow my note. Alright guys, fingers crossed this will work. Of course this will work. We can do this. Okay guys, let's open up my paper drawer and let's cut. So we have our tunnel, we already made those. So we're gonna cut a 8 5/8 by 7.5. And then if you don't know exactly which side you need to score, just check it out. Just check it out so you have your tunnel. Obviously this one is too short, so you definitely need to score on this side. So we're going to score a 3/4. Put this at your 0. We're gonna score a 3/4 and then a extra large 1/8. But is that on the left side? That's on this side, guys, because this fits completely. As you can see, the 3/4 is now without any extra gusset. So we have to score that on the hinge side. A large 1/8 extra. What I like to do is to move my fold line on a mountain. I don't know if you know what my mountain, not my mountain, but I'm just going to show you how I like to do it. Alright, let's put this in my neck. I just want to show you guys. So this one is on my 1/2 inch right here. So if I put this at the mountain, that's where no groove is, and then you score that 1/8, see, because this was the 1/2. So if I score 1/8, then I have a normal 1/8. But if I move this to the mountain and then score, that is a large 1/8. Alright, I can't explain it any better than that, but that is my large 1/8. Because a 1/8 is too narrow and a 1/4 is too much, so that is why I chose for a large 1/8. So put it on the mountain and score your extra gusset. We need a space, otherwise you can't add anything in your storage box. Okay, burnish this well. You can add right away tape on if you like. I normally like to do that. So this time as well. Here we go. So that is our first page. This goes to the left or right, that's totally. Now the only thing that I need to check if it's not too wide. If you see that, and mine is, that does only mean that my tunnel is a little bit narrow. This is completely perfect. I don't want that. I want it to be 1 or 2 millimeters shorter. So it's just what I like. So I'm just gonna cut this a big millimeter off. Why do I not measure this correctly? I don't know how your tunnel is, so, and I always can cut it down better than glue it back on. Alright, so that is the first step. For the pocket, we're gonna cut a new piece. Wait just a sec. Need to unfold this again. We need to cut a 9/1/8. I always do the longest one first. I don't know why. A 9/1/8 by 7/5/8. Okay. Then we score the bottom. No, score 1/2 and a 7/1/8. But we first need to see, so this is your page. So if I say a score 1/2 plus a 7/1/8, that is for the sides. Okay, so we score on the long sides a 1/2 inch and a 7/1/8, or you're just gonna flip it around, but this also works. You also can flip this around and make a 1/2 inch on this side. That's totally fine. And then we score at the bottom. So yeah, if you have 2 sides, so one of the small side is perfect. All right, that we have. Okay. Now what I like to do, yeah, I also can do it later, but I'm just gonna put my tape on. Here we go. Then I can cut the corners. Then I can fold everything down. And this side. So now what you have is actually a big pocket that fits completely on your page. And I do see that it's even a little smaller than this page. So that is even more perfect. Then we're going to cut the diagonal. That's very easy. Just grab your ruler. I'm going to make a mark that it will be standing. Cut diagonal. So we have a mark 2.5. 2.5 and 4. And I'm just going to place this on my cutting machine. Place the marks on my cutting space and cut it off. Don't throw this away because this is the leftover diagonal. And we already have one side of a hinge, but we need another one. So just place this on your scoring board and make another hinge. And then you can add another piece of tape. Cut the corner as well. Fold it, and everything what's coming underneath, you just can cut it down. And then you have your pocket, and that pocket will be on here. Yes. That is not that difficult. Here we go, burnish it down. And there you go. And then we can add this, of course, on your page. So I'm just going to peel off the bottom. Just going to stay a little bit away from there we go. I like to use tape because then everything what I put inside this pocket will be easier going in and out. Trust me, it is a game changer. And then peel the sides off and glue it back. Burnish it down, and there you go. That's that, guys. That's our first page. We can add it in if you want. Let's do that. Fold this flat, little corner. Grab the tunnel and completely at the edge. If you have the space, and I think it is, your tunnel is a little bigger, and that's perfect. So I'm just going to place this nicely in the middle. Take this off and place it down. See, so I have a little left at the bottom and top. And this is why I also cut this one a little shorter, because now I still have the space right here. Do you see that? That's what we need. Alright, guys, we are just going to do this all over again. Because we need to make another one. Yep, I'm just going to do this together with you. So again, I'm gonna cut my page 8, 5 of an 8 by 7.5. We're gonna score a 3/4, and then, like I told you earlier, place this down on your mountain and score a big 1/8. Okay, that's our next page. And again, I first go check if this is not too big, and otherwise we always can cut down a little bit. Alright, so just put this on your page, on the edge, and see, with this one as well, I do like to cut a little smaller. Check again at the end. Yep, now I have the space. Cool. Alright, that's the page. Put some tape on. Here we go. Alright, let's go to the pocket. New page. 9/1/8 by 7/5 of an 8. And then again we're going to score. You also can do it this way, 3 sides. There you go. And then only this page needs to have the pocket on the diagonal on this side, of course. But let me first add tape on here. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so you're gonna make a mark on your white top, of course. You also can use your scoring board. So 2.5 it is, and a 4. And then again, you're gonna cut the marks. Oh, I peeled this one off. Well, that's no big deal. Let's glue it back. Let's glue it back. There we go. Alright, so we have our leftover piece. We need another hinge on this side. Here we go. Maybe we first can add tape on here, which I love to do that first, so I can cut it down. Okay, cut it down. Burnish it down. And here we have and then we're going to glue down this on this side, of course. here we go. Checking it out on your page. Nice and flat, and it's supposed to be fitting perfect, and it does. It does fit perfect. Here we go. Push this down. And there you go, guys. Your next page is ready. Put this on your right. Here we go. Yeah, be quiet if I'm very focused. Alright, guys. Left, right, fits perfect. Next step is going to be the closure pages. Stay tuned. Okay, guys, focus. We are going to do the closure pages. And these needs to be, if you're going to make them, these needs to fit, as you can see. Let me show you. They need to fit in here, in between. So I'm just going to make those. And when they are done, we're going to check if they fit in here. You need to do that as well. Not telling me it does not fit. You always can check if things fit. I'm terrible in this, but for now it still works perfectly. So the closure pages, we're going to cut. Let's open this up. Can I? I think I can. I'm going to cut mine 6, 5, 8. That's here. By 5. And we do need 2, so let's do one more. Okay, then we're going to score 1 inch. 1 inch, and we're going to score a extra large 1/4. And I told you before how I do that. And again, I'm going to show you how I do that. So if I now score a 1/4 right here, then I have a normal 1/4. If I want to have a larger one, and I move my fold line to the bridge and then score a 1/4, then I have a large 1/4. Yes. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. 1 inch, moving to the mountain, and score a large 1/4. That's it. That's it, guys. Fold it down. And let's check before I'm gonna add tape on it. Check it out, guys. Does this fit? Yep, it fits. I can close this down with ease. So it fits. If it's not, if it's just a little bit too narrow, just cut a millimeter off here, guys. It's that easy to cut things off. Did make these round. go. And then we're gonna add tape at the bottom of this hinchy pinchy. Here we go. There we go. Let's add it on. So we're gonna stay in between. Here we go. And it's very, very, very important that this page was a little narrow than the tunnel, because otherwise if you close this you don't have the space to have this right here. You need the space, guys, so that is why, see right here, I do have the tiny little bit here. It looks a little bit better. I do need the space. Okay, so now we're gonna put this on, because this one needs the space to go around these pages. That is why we do need those space. And otherwise, if you don't have, guys, if you don't have, don't panic. Absolutely don't panic, because you can add this a little over your tunnel. You can. It's no bad thing if you need to put this a little over the edge. That's your solution if yours is too narrow. There it is. It can be that easy. Okay, now you're gonna wait, or you want to make those 4 hinges. I am gonna try it out. If it's not working, then it will be my bad luck. But I made 4 hinges, and those are 8.5 by 1 inch, core 1/2 inch. Put on one side a tape on, and then you have it. So I am gonna test it out for you guys. I just want to see if it works, and maybe I'm gonna add maybe some journaling pages on. I have no idea just yet, but I'm gonna try it out for you guys. And if you don't think, oh my gosh, no, I don't want that, then just skip this. But I'm gonna try it out, and maybe I am gonna give you advice later. Don't do it, but at least I tried. Yes. All right. So now we have, yeah, I do have 2 pages. You can make as well 2 pages, and if you have done that, then we're gonna decorate. Yay! Cool. That is our page 3, guys. Have fun decorating. Yeah, and of course I made these, but you're gonna see that. I also made these already, so it's easier, so it's quicker. So I made also, it's just a choice of you guys, but I made these with the brown, because I do like have those brown effect. And I know that I also, wow, there's paper on my nails. I also need to make 2 of these more for the other page as well. But, and this is 3/4. This is not a 1/2 inch, it's 3/4. I can do that with you if you like me doing that, because it can dry in a second. That's easy going. So I have my paper, and I'm going to use the long way. So how I made those is I score 1/2 inch, and then that 5/8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. That's fine. And then I'm just going to cut this down 1/2 inch. And of course I need 2. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grooves, 5/8, and cut this 1/2 inch. That's that. Done. let me use this one because I definitely want to use this tape more and more. I still have those. Just want to get rid of it, but not just throwing it in the trash, of course. So once in a while, just use that tape. Certain occasions. Peel off your tape. And now this is shorter than the 5/8, so it's easy going to just fold this to the back. Yep, and I know that this is now a little bit stiffer with folding it around, but I think it looks even better than just only cutting one piece, one layer of paper. So it looks more like a belt, at least in my opinion. In my vision, it looks more like a belt. Here we go, peel this off. And then of course we need to smooch it down in the color you like. I have used gather twigs, but any brown color you have will do. Vintage photo, walnut stain, whatever you have, guys. You don't need to buy exactly the same color as I did. You don't need any brown. Maybe you want to have them black. Totally up to you. Maybe you want to have them red. It's totally up to you, guys. Make it your own. Alright. So yep, and then I just smooched these. And I made some stitches. We did this before. Yep. Alright. Cool. So the basic is done for this page. It's time to decorate. It's time to have fun. Yes. Okay, cool. Let's start decorating this. Yay! For those who absolutely want to have this one more time, these are all the measurements you need. And it's even better to do this together with me than only have the measurements. At least that is my... I have no idea how some people can work with written tutorials. I have totally my full respect for that, because if I see those lists of measurements, I have no clue what I need to do. So yeah, that's just my... I call that... Well, anyway, I don't know what the word is, but I can't do it. So I hope my measurements did the job, that you watch me doing it all, and now we're gonna decorate finally. Okay, first of all, I like to tell you that I have this still left from my first 2 sets, and of course a trash, little leftover pieces. But I was just wondering how it will work with the bottom. So can I make, well, this is too short, but this I can. Shall I just use this and then fully so cut this as normal, a little smaller. Okay, so I have a piece of paper that will fit completely nicely in here. So what I would do with these, I like to cut them inside, but it's gonna be narrow. Shall I cut it a little bit shorter so we have a little bit more space? And otherwise we just need to cut them down completely. That is also a possibility to cut it down completely. That's a possibility. Actually, why not? I never did that before. So what if I want to place this, let's say, on here? Meaning I need to cut it down wide here. But then the paper is, I think, no, I want to keep it in one spot. Meaning that I do need to cut this down a little shorter. Yeah, this is better. This is better. Okay, my pencil mark. Let's cut this down from here till here. The best way is using this paper because now you can keep it straight. That's a good thing. My cutting knife is right here. Alright, let's cut this. Here we go. Now what I like to do, I'm going to cut down this in a little triangle. Oh yeah, of course. The tape needs to go on the inside like this. So I just move it in. And then we do need a 1 millimeter away. So when you're gonna put this inside, this also needs to fold nicely to that side. So just keep 1 millimeter away. There we go. Now, this is going to be wonky, so that's why I like to put some tape on the back so it stays there. Alright, that is one. Nice, I like it. Let's grab the next one. Of course, I need to cut this down as well. Just gonna cut this equal. Alright, let's say that we are going to put this 1/2 inch further, something like that. Yep. Let's cut it down. With this one as well, just a little tiny diagonal. Keep the fold line out of the of the cutting. Just checking, check. That is still going on. The fold line, I definitely want to have it on the outside, guys. Makes it fold nice. And then when you are done, put some tape on your cutting at the back. Alright, this is cool. I'm gonna add another one. Cutting this a little bit shorter, so it's not an 8.5 anymore. It's a little bit shorter. And again, let's cut it down. Another little triangle. Nope. Maybe it's even easier when I pull this out off already. I don't know. Can be the worst thing that I did, but let's check it out. Still can move it. Don't press it down. See, now I can't move it. I can't move it. This was not a good idea. I have now a little too much, but I will leave it because if I'm gonna tear it off, it will not. But it's just, it could have been going a ½ millimeter down, but I'm okay with that. These two are perfect, so yeah, tearing it on, tearing off the tape was not a good idea. But maybe for you it worked, but for me it did not. But okay. It still is looking fine. Okay, we have 3. Do you want one more? Yeah, I promised you guys. I'm gonna do one more. Right, first cut this down. I think 3 is more than enough, but yeah. Promised you 3, 4, but okay. Fold this to the middle. Go. Okay, I'm not gonna take it off again. Did not work it out for me, guys. So I'm just gonna put this inside. There we go, guys. Now I am wondering how this all okay, so 4 is more than enough, and maybe you even want to have 1. That is also whatever you want, of course. Okay, and then this would go on here, and then you can add your things on here, whatever you like. So that's the idea. That's the idea. Will it still fit? I have no clue. I think it does. If you don't make too large pages, maybe you're just gonna do small things, small journaling pages, or your pictures or whatever. But I will figure it out. I definitely like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. I'm just gonna glue it in because it's my test page and I need to show you how the end result is, so we're definitely gonna do that. Not too thick, nothing with pockets, nope, just cute little, I think, journaling pages. And then I still can add on the right side a few tags or so. I don't know what the space does, but let's see if my glue is wakey. Here we go. Nice. With the space everywhere. Okay guys, this is my base. Burnish it down. Go. Cool. Not upside down, nope. And here we have our pages. Yes. Cool, I love it. And I'm going to show you also, if you have a shorter tag or picture that you want to add in here, then you just can cut it maybe in 2, so you just can use these hinges, but that I will show you later. Okay guys, let's get started. I absolutely love these 2 images, so I am gonna go use them for the front. So let's cut this first. Alright, so let's cut this. Here we go, and I am so curious how we are gonna make this as, yeah, a little belt thing. So let's see how we can do that. Go smooth the edges well. Of course. Okay, put some glue on. Always just take your time for it, guys. Just take your time for it. Maybe you even can burnish it better down. And this is flat on your table. Take your time. Alright, I'll put this away because I'm just gonna do the other one with that. Can't do two at once. Here we go. But I definitely first want to make sure that the closure is working, but this looks nice already. Alright, I'm gonna grab my two pieces, and the bottom piece I'm just gonna cut this so it fits perfect completely. Let's grab the other one. Wait, oh, there it is. It's upside down. Oh, this was laying on the... Well, it's not that big deal. I had it on my ink pad, but I still have to make a piece on here, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, where do we want this? This is not completely straight. It's better. Alright, so how far away from the edge do you want this? This is 1 inch. This is 1 inch. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna make myself a mark here, and then on this side as well, a little guideline. You can use tape, of course, as well. It's totally up to you. But I'm going to use glue so I can wiggle a little. Here we go. All right. So far, I already like it. Alright, gonna let this dry for a second. Clean up any glue. Nice, this already looks like a suitcase, but it's not. Alright, so next is our next strip. Don't know exactly how long I want it, but this I want to make it longer, so the meaning is that we're gonna move this, but I don't know if we can bend this that easy. Can we put this and then into a piece? Meaning that we don't need to glue this down completely, as you can see already when I tried it. So that is what I was testing. Alright, you also can maybe use a ribbon. Just testing, guys, just testing things out. What if I add a ribbon here? Looks nice, doesn't it? Is it that? Why did I not wrap this around? That is not that. That was maybe even better. Okay. The things that I do wrong right now, we can adjust that with the second one. Okay, guys. Is this a good idea? Can we, is it this flexible that you can move it? I don't know, but we can test it out, of course. We can test it out. Glue this down halfway so this can lift up. See, and then you can move this inside. And if we make, well, we even can make this one work. This, gonna wrap this around, and then the other one around, and then we just can flip this in here. Is that an idea? Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Don't make it too tight, but what if we I am testing it out. This is pretty stiff, but better to just wrap this around. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, maybe I could test this out first without you. That could have been an option. Now it's too tight. Alright, I'm gonna make a new one and I'm just gonna see what will work.